I found out my wedding guest list had already been adjusted before I ever saw it, and my fiancé told me it was fine because his mother just wanted to help. That's how most days look now. I wake up in a house that isn't mine, following routines I didn't choose. Breakfast happens when his parents are up, not when we are. If his dad wants the car, our plans wait. If his mom decides dinner is earlier, we adjust. I hear about changes after they've already been agreed to. Plans for the weekend shift after a quiet phone call I'm not part of. Money conversations happen in their room first, then come to me as conclusions. When we're out with friends, he talks about our wedding like it's settled. At home, decisions move through his parents before they reach me. It's not dramatic. No one yells. There's no big fight every day. It's small things stacking up. His mother asking to see the guest list just to review. His father suggesting we delay something because it's not the right time. Our conversations about the wedding stopping halfway because someone knocks on the door. When I say something privately, I hear it again later, rephrased, coming from his parents. Plans we made together changing after they talked to him, and him acting like it was always that way. I keep wondering if I'm overreacting. I tell myself this is just how families are when they live together. I remind myself that he's close to them, and that's supposed to be a good thing. Sometimes I even say out loud that it's temporary, that once we're married things will shift. I tell myself I should be grateful they care enough to be involved. When I feel uncomfortable, I push it down and label it as me not being used to this kind of family structure. We met in a regular way. Through mutual friends at a casual get-together. We talked about work, complained about traffic, laughed about small things. He was calm, reliable. He answered texts. He showed up when he said he would. There was nothing dramatic about him, and that felt reassuring. When he talked about his family, it was always respectful, almost formal, like that stability was part of who he was. In the beginning, that stability felt safe. He didn't disappear. He didn't play games. His life had structure. His parents were involved, but I saw it as support, not control. It reduced anxiety because everything seemed accounted for. Bills were handled. Holidays were planned far in advance. Nothing felt chaotic. It seemed mature, like he came from a system that worked. The first small shift was easy to dismiss. We were talking about wedding dates and he said he needed to check something first. That something turned out to be his parents' availability. When I asked why that mattered more than ours, he laughed it off and said it was just courtesy. Another time I suggested a guest, and he said we'd talk about it later. Later never came. When I brought it up again, he said his mom thought it might be better not to invite them. I didn't argue. Felt too small to push. Over time, the same pattern repeated. In public, he presents us as a united couple. He says we decided and we agreed. In private, decisions come prepackaged. If I go along with them, everything stays calm. If I question them, the mood shifts. He gets quiet. He reminds me that this is how his family operates. Silence is rewarded with peace. Speaking up comes with tension that fills the whole house. I start editing myself. I stop suggesting things that might cause discussion. I learn which topics to avoid after certain hours. My choices shrink without anyone telling me they are. I defend it even when it makes me uncomfortable. To friends, I say his parents are just traditional. I say living together means compromise. I explain that it's cultural, that I should be understanding. I tell myself that once we're married, I'll have more of a voice. I know it sounds small when I say his mother approves guest lists before me, but I also tell myself it's just one event. I know it feels strange that financial decisions are discussed with his parents first, but I remind myself they're helping us. I hold both thoughts at the same time, even when they don't fit together. I stay because I'm engaged, because backing out now feels like breaking a promise, not just to him but to everyone watching. There's pressure from the community, from family friends who already talk about the wedding like it's done. I stay because I don't want to be labeled difficult or ungrateful. I stay because I don't have my own place lined up, and leaving would mean starting over in ways that feel overwhelming. I stay because I've already said yes out loud. Leaving isn't as simple as walking out. There are deposits paid, vendors booked, people who would ask questions I don't know how to answer, housing that isn't immediately available, financial ties that would take time to unwind, the risk of being talked about, judged, misunderstood. The loss of stability, even if that stability comes with conditions. It would mean explaining myself over and over, and I'm not sure I have the energy for that. Nothing exploded to make me suddenly see this. It was quieter than that. One evening we were discussing something small, a change to the ceremony. He nodded, said okay, and then his phone buzzed. He stepped away. When he came back, the answer was no. He didn't look at me when he said it. He said his parents thought it would be better another way. That moment stayed with me, not because of the decision but because of how automatic it was. How final. Right now I'm still here. I'm still planning a wedding where my role feels negotiable. I'm aware enough to notice what's happening, but not sure what to do with that awareness. I'm not angry all the time. I'm not miserable every day. I just feel like I'm slowly adjusting to a structure I didn't agree to. Telling myself it's normal because everyone else seems comfortable with it. I'm marrying him, but most days it feels like I'm negotiating with his parents first. So am I joining a partnership or a family hierarchy I'll never outrank?